Well, good afternoon, people of the internet. Today is a beautiful Monday. Just had a good walk, hike home, drenched, showered, cleaned up, got hungry. And I want to talk, of course, my usual subject about food. Today, I was walking through the staff common area, and there's a table with books. There's a couple of Gordon Ramsay books there, cookbooks. Now, don't get me started on cookbooks because, the most commonly discarded items, the ones that you always see in the Salvation Army or the donation places, are cookbooks. And some people make a few recipes from it, some attempt it, some try it exactly and get discouraged, and well, it's a complete fail. Anyway, I of course picked them up because I always like to get inspiration for dishes, and today I found an old recipe that I always loved. Had it the first time, I think, back in Las Vegas oh, well, forget the place. But anyway, it is a shrimp. Come on, camera. I'm trying to the Osmo Pocket thing. It tracks, but you can't make it look at things. Okay, let's try this again. Go. There. That is a shrimp cocktail ceviche salsa. That's what I'm going to call it. Anyway, I still need to learn how to use this camera, obviously. It is the simplest of dishes, but one of the problems with cookbooks in general is that you can't follow it exactly, or it's really difficult to follow it to exactly what the chef says, or the author. And you have to make it your own. Think about it. Gordon Ramsay sells millions of cookbooks around the world every year. So he has to make the food, to maintain his popularity, he must make the food as accessible to as many people as possible. Well, for me, Westerners have a famously bland palate. So by following his recipe exactly, I got something with no taste. But I'm going to teach you right now how to make one that is absolutely delicious. It's just stupid simple. Let me try to put that up for the camera again. Right, as you can see, I got shrimp, tomatoes, avocado, cucumber, cilantro, salt, pepper, lime juice. That's it. Tomatoes, onions, cilantro, lime juice, vinegar a little bit, lime juice a lot, shrimp, and a little bit of hot sauce to get it just right to my particular taste. It doesn't actually get much better than that. But there's a few key points I want to bring up. First, don't overcook the shrimp. In fact, all you're going to do is blanch it in hot water for maybe 30 seconds. Minute tops, if it's not totally boiling. Reason being, the lime juice and vinegar is going to continue cooking the shrimp in the dish. Don't worry about that. Besides, I'm one of those people, Phoebe and I both love raw shrimp. I didn't have to do any of the chopping or cutting by hand because I have a thermomix, see world's greatest blender, and just kept on adding and mixing things until it came out tasting right. But again, shrimp, cucumber, onion, tomato, cilantro. That's the only part that I actually diced myself to get it really small. Avocado optional. That's another thing I can rant about. I happened to have one at home. I would not shop for it otherwise. And maybe I'll do a later video on these fad foods. Foods that people eat because they're rumored to be superfoods, or they're across cultures. For example, when KFC in Hong Kong started offering avocados on a chicken sandwich from KFC, avocado healthy? Do you see where I'm going with this? I moved here from Guangzhou, and I discovered all over Hong Kong there's this strange stuff called quinoa. Don't know what it is, but I know it's on every menu, and you find it everywhere, and people talk about it a lot. It's like a religious cult following of quinoa. I tried it. I don't see the point other than people talking about, ooh, I eat quinoa. So there does seem to be quite an image thing here regarding specific foods. Now, if there's some health benefits out there in it that I'm missing, I owe it to myself to educate myself about what this thing is. But I do know that, you know, over the decades, 80s, 90s, 2000s, so on, that I grew up in, there's always been those foods, the ones that people ate because they heard other people were eating it. The groupthink mentality. I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm just pointing it out. That's a thing. The thing is, what I'm going back to the cookbook thing. Whatever, and let me just stop this right there because I know a lot of students are watching. Learn to cook. I don't care if you have people cooking for you. I don't care if you have mothers or helpers or whoever cooks for you. Stop it. You start cooking yourself. Learn how to cook. It will change your life. And trust me, when you go to university and you don't have those things anymore, you will need to fend for yourself, which means either eating junk food all the time, out, eating cup noodles like I see all the Korean students do, living on a diet of nothing but because they were never allowed to cook growing up, or they were discouraged from doing anything but study. But right now is the time. You're still in high school. Cook. Just start little bit things like this, or other videos I will be posting about food coming up. Simple, easy dishes that anybody can make. Just get the stuff, follow instructions, done. For this dish, all you gotta do is chop stuff up, warm the shrimp up for a couple of minutes, chop some stuff, throw it in a pot, use a spoon or whatever machine you have, blender. Take tortilla chips, dunk, eat. If it doesn't taste right, usually you're missing one of two things: salt or sour for something like this. You have to balance the two off of each other. The reason being, when you put just the citrus in there, you're not getting much of anything. The salt activates that flavor. Same vice versa. If you add salt, you're getting salt. If you mix the two, salt with citrus or sour, you get this extra burst or explosion of flavor. Top that off with a little bit of hot sauce. I used 6 or 7 dashes of Tabasco habanero in this, just because it was the first one I saw in the fridge. But you can use anything you want, including fresh chilies, just up to your personal preference. Anyway, there's my rant video of the day about food and how you should be eating better food. How you should be learning to prepare your own food. Why wouldn't you? I have friends and people that I know who they never ever cook, and they survive on a diet of restaurant takeout. Not only does that get ridiculously expensive, that's not good food on a consistent, regular basis. This is healthy, has less than 200 or so calories per serving. You just can't go wrong. You're not getting fat eating this stuff. Not that you're worried about that anyway. But, it's so good. So, happy Monday. I'm going to try to make a lot more of these. See ya. Oh yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe and do all the YouTube-y things that gets this more attention, and I can be of public service to more and more of you. So, I'm out.